Hey there, and welcome to part 4 of our miniseries Recorded at Home. Today we're gonna take a peek at something that most of the people will probably deem the most important thing in rock and pop music: the vocals. I can see. To me, the most important thing about vocals is what you sing about and how you sing about it. Not at all the technical side of singing, as, say, all of those shows on TV would have you believe is more or less the only thing that matters besides maybe also looking good. Some of my favorite singers like Leonard Cohen and Tom Waits would have been laughed off stage at these singing competitions. Sure, they've got a great, unique sound, but they just don't hit every note, sometimes not even in the ballpark. But you know, that's actually part of their sound and why we love them. But when we set them up against, say, Charmaine, the greengrocer from next door, who sings just like Rihanna at one of those shows, they'd be sent packing. What you did manage to hear in that 10-second clip on TV, though, is what they were singing about and how they were singing about it. Now, I don't consider myself to be a particularly great singer and certainly wouldn't compare myself to any of the greats mentioned before, not even Charmaine. I embrace lacking certain technical skills. I've also come to realize that my voice, for all its flaws and advantages I have yet to discover, is the only vessel for my songs that I feel can do them justice. So yeah, that excludes me from venturing into a whole bunch of different styles, but it does help me focus on what it is I want to do. Preferably, I'll have road tested all my songs to see how I really sing them in front of people. But that's not the case a lot of the time when you start recording for an EP or an album. I'll usually start by demoing the lead vocals sitting at my desk, just, to have the basic framework of the song to work with. I'll demo some vocal harmonies and edit around in the session in order to work out a first arrangement. If I'm collaborating with someone on the track, this is the version I'll send to them. For example, on Reptile Eye from I Can't Alone, the new EP, I had Joel in playing the piano and a dear friend of mine, Santa Kay, guesting on the vocal solo. So I sent them this first really stripped down version of the song just so they could hear the initial idea. Lost in the woods where I played as a child, clear as today. Now the vocals that end up on the record are the absolute last thing before the final mixing stages that I do. You want to make sure you capture the vocal as dry as possible and without any reflections, which is just not possible in any normal room. So you either need an especially prepared room like a vocal booth in a professional studio, or, like in my case, a happy accident, like our linen closet. That one's just naturally super dry because of all the fabric stored there. To avoid even the slightest chance of some unwanted reflections, I use a vocal screen as well, which eliminates any reflections from behind and to the sides of the vocal microphone. So I'll start off by singing through the song a couple of times, just like I would at a gig. Then I listen back to those takes and start putting on my producer hat, sort of, and listening to what kind of approach the song needs. Usually there's some useful stuff even in the first take, but the best takes come around like at the fourth or the fifth take for me in general. I always try to go for that one magic take that you don't have to edit around on. And while I've come close a few times, there's always been a couple of things I've wanted to combine from different takes for the final cut. For the Fisherman and the Sea, with our pretty down-to-earth sort of instrumentation, vocal harmonies are an essential ingredient of our sound, adding another great human element. For Reptile Eye on I Can't Alone, I've layered 3 different harmonies in the chorus that ultimately set you up for that wonderful vocal solo after the second chorus. Vocals are what give our music life, man! So thanks again for being here, watching this. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a like and click the subscribe button. Cheers!